Seated. Is this on? Please be seated. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to this mercifully cool 150th commencement of Bates College. This is the moment when we gather as a community to celebrate the accomplishments and aspirations of the mighty class of 2016. Your class, 16, has known countless joys over the past 4 years and also deep sorrow. 2 of your classmates died during your time here, Troy Pappas and James Junn. Please join me now in a moment of silence to remember these sons, our students, our friends. Seniors, this ceremony invites all of us to dream with you about what you will do and who you will become. You will share the stage with individuals who are models of lives well lived and work well done. You will be privileged to hear words that are smart and wise and important, all crafted as a gift to you at this moment in your lives. And you will be given a document certifying that you have met all of the requirements of a Bates degree. No further questions need be asked. Before turning to the ceremony, let me offer a bit of context on this historic anniversary. Our first commencement took place on a hot July day in 1867, with festivities spread out over the better part of a week. There were just 8 graduates in the Bates class of 1867, and they were all men. Although Frank Eugene Sleeper, one of those 8, who appointed himself the chronicler of the class of 1867, recalled that 7 of the 24 individuals who were originally part of the class had been women. So we were, in fact, co-ed, and I'm hoping that those women graduated maybe the next year. The 8 graduates hailed from as far away as Norway, Vienna, and Wales. That's Norway, Vienna, and Wales, Maine. All 8 graduates were from Maine. Sleeper, our class historian, reported that the average height of the men in the class of 1867 was 5 feet 8 inches, and the average weight was 147 pounds. When I arrived, I eliminated the tradition of checking weights. The average age was 25. Again, according to our chronicler, 4 of the 8 had blue eyes, 3 had hazel, and 1 had gray. 7 parted their hair on the right side, and 1, our historian Wright, parted his hair on the wrong side. Several had natural teeth, and 1 had boughten teeth. And we don't know whether he's the same rascal who parted his hair on the wrong side. All 8 could sing, all 8 professed to being religious, and all 8 confessed to drinking spirituous liquors, so some traditions really do go back to our founding. I'm pleased to say that we can describe this class before us, the class of 16, in much more substantive ways. You, the class of 16, are a remarkably accomplished group. There are 462 seniors who will receive degrees today, representing 32 states plus the District of Columbia and 43 countries. 42 of you are the first in your family to graduate from college. 67% of you have studied abroad, and 92 are double majors. 3 of you somehow are triple majors, which means three theses for you parents who are out there. 42 of you received departmental honors for year-long theses, and 1 of you received honors for 2 theses. Almost 45% of you have participated in a varsity sport, and 18 of you have won a combined 41 all-NESCAC honors while at Bates, signifying outstanding achievement in both athletics and academics. 11 of you have won Fulbright fellowships, among the highest numbers in the nation. 2 seniors, both from Alaska, have been awarded Watson fellowships, and 2 others will collaborate on a project that's been awarded the Davis Peace Project Award. And you have achieved all of this while giving back. In fact, you've performed 75,000 hours of community-engaged learning, research, and volunteer work. I'd also like to add that this is the class that entered when I did, and I have had the pleasure of getting to know so many of you well over the past 4 years. And what I am most proud of, beyond these impressive facts and figures, are the human qualities you embody: your creativity, your generosity, your drive for justice, your wacky humor, and your joy in and caring for one another. Please join me in recognizing the amazing class of 2016. Now may I ask seniors to rise so that we may together, so could you guys stand up? Just the class of 2016, thank you. So that we can take this moment to thank everybody else who is gathered here in solidarity and support of who you are, what you've done, and how the promise of this day will be fulfilled. Let us welcome and thank mothers and fathers and guardians who made it possible for you to have this experience, grandparents, siblings, aunts, uncles, cousins, and friends who have traveled to be here with you on your special day, professors who delighted you with their passion, worked with you when things got hard, and steered you through the thesis process, staff whose work on this campus makes our lives possible, and our friends in Lewiston and Auburn who enrich our days here in innumerable ways. Let's thank them, senior class. Thank you. Thanks, you may be seated. It is now my distinct pleasure to welcome Shannon Griffin, selected as the class of 2016 senior speaker.
Thank you all for gathering today to celebrate the accomplishments of the class of 2016. I'm so grateful to stand here and to be a part of a truly amazing class full of individuals who pursue everything with passion and support one another. The love that permeates this class is truly transformative. It makes you want to become a better person. With that being said, I would like to remember our beloved classmates, James and Troy, whose untimely deaths prevent them from being physically present with us today, but whose love continues to touch us all. What does 4 years at Bates entail? All the hiking your heart desires, friendships, mentors, an endless winter, emails about how to walk like a penguin in order to avoid falling on ice, being stampeded by middle schoolers rushing for the frozen yogurt machine, getting dressed the morning after a night out and realizing that you have someone else's bean boots and winter coat, being scolded by your mother for purchasing $115 worth of mozzarella sticks from the den. Most importantly, 4 years at Bates entails a special process of learning yourself and the world around you. Bates has allowed me to develop the courage to ask questions, to continuously engage with the unfamiliar, the uncomfortable, and to challenge my convictions. You may be thinking, well, yeah, that's the purpose of an education. Yes, questioning is the key to learning and quenching your curiosity, but along the way, we tend to forget that the questions are just as important as the answers that we obtain from them. When I was young, I incessantly asked questions like any other kid. Why can't I ride the dog's back? Can a girl become president? And if Pokemon were real, which genius and family would they belong to? But early on in the education system, the magic of asking questions was lost for me. I stopped asking questions out of fear of being perceived as incompetent. And let me tell you, it had terrible consequences, such as me confusing Nair hair remover for body lotion because I was too stubborn to ask. That day, I lost every piece of hair on my body. You would think that not having eyebrows would have compelled me to start asking questions again. Only Bates was transformative enough to restore my desire to question. So you may be wondering, what was the first question that I asked as a Batesy? Well, it was, oh my God, am I going to die? That question was directed towards my ASOP leader as I struggled to learn to surf and catch a wave at Popham Beach. And it was also the second question I asked as wild turkeys descended on our tents during the night. Bates talks a lot about the transformative power of our differences, and I have to agree that our learning is a function of the characteristics of our community more than anything else. I have never met a community that is so loving and inspiring. Curiosity is innate in all of us, but it is the support of the community that ignites the courage in us to believe in, feel, and see our potential, and to dare to pursue it. A Bates education is full of radical self-love. We have not been primed to readily accept answers or to seek the readily available ones. Together, we harness the power of questions. We ask questions that lead to creative problem solving, We ask questions that shift perspectives, create conversation, build leadership, establish empathy, and catalyze action. We all have the things that Bates has offered us alone, but these are the experiences that we share. As my time at Bates progressed, my questions stopped revolving around my fragile mortality and truly started to allow me to pursue a meaningful life. I have this theory that when a fellow Batesy or a professor asks, "How are you doing?" what they really mean is, "Who is it that you wish to be?" And when they ask, "What are you up to today?" what they really mean is, "What do you wish to achieve in this life?" Because every interaction I've had here, whether it's a meal in Commons, attending office hours, or being huddled around a group project in LAD, you have all demonstrated the bravery to take an honest, gentle look at yourself and to wholeheartedly pursue your passion. When I finally allowed this characteristic at the core of our vibrant community to galvanize me to do the same, I was liberated. In December, on the way back from the World Universities Debate Championship, a unique opportunity provided by my experience at Bates, I found myself venturing to Ramallah in the West Bank with my dear friend and classmate Sasha to learn more about Israel and Palestine. As I sat across from Palestinian university students, I used the courage Bates instilled in me to ask, what else could the right to education mean? I had always had the privilege of the myopic view of education as a form of individual empowerment or the path to employment. A young woman leaned over and said, "Education is a part of resistance in Palestine as we see it." It is easy to forget that there are a multitude of definitions for the things that we hold dear. And by asking questions, I learned that education is resistance to injustice, education is hope. And as I stood crammed in the turnstiles at the checkpoint, leading from the West Bank back to Jerusalem, my heart and mind both heavy, I realized that I could never, ever go back to not questioning. Because it is the questions that we ask that give us purpose and facilitate our efforts. It is the questions that we ask that remind us there is still good that needs to be done in the world. So as we receive our degrees today, we must keep in mind the responsibility and hopes that come with it. Today, whether we are first generation, the children of immigrants from Maine or other locations, not only have we been uplifted, but the communities that we are a part of. Our general education has always provided us with the questions and assessed us based on our solutions. We've been trained to be efficient problem solvers. But Bates is a form of higher education that breaks that mold. Few institutions dare us to ask the right or difficult questions, the one that may seem like a lifetime of struggle. Bates has provided all of you and me with powerful tools, knowledge and faith. Knowledge has made us proficient in our specialized fields, but the tapestry of faith woven by our relationship here spurs us to understand and act. We are faithful that if we venture outside of our comfort zones, we will learn and grow. We have been equipped with a delicate balance of inquiry and advocacy. Through inquiry, we seek to listen and understand the truth of others. The main objective is not necessarily answers, but to ask questions and truly listen in order to create an environment of empowerment and new awareness. There's a common occurrence in our classes where professors pose questions that spur us to gaze into the deep crevices of our capabilities and fears. In a history seminar, Professor Hilmar Jensen once asked, "Would you, as a Northern college student, travel to the South during the Freedom Summer of '64? Our class left that evening pondering what would we do for others? Would we be brave enough to speak up in the face of injustice? Congressman John Lewis, an American hero and civil rights leader, is here today as I continue to reflect on that question. That is the power and magnitude of a Bates education. The poet and novelist Rainier Maria Rilke once said, "Be patient towards all that is unsolved in your heart and try to love the questions themselves. Live the questions now. Perhaps you will then gradually, without noticing it, live along some distant day into the answer. Don't worry, we can still be courageous and direct our efforts with these questions, even when it's difficult to find an answer. That's because Bates has given us faith. When we lost our classmates, we held each other, unable to fathom why. When we found the question we were passionate about, we were given a whole semester or a year for you overachievers to explore it while writing thesis. Were any of our theses correct? Who knows? However, we all know it took a lot of faith and Commons coffee to get through that process. Where will I be in 10 years? I don't know, but what gives me the ability to be fearless as I am ushered into tomorrow is my confidence in each and every one of you to do something meaningful and to continue to pose questions. Remember, questions are the language of faith. Benjamin E. Mays' wise words lie at the heart of Bates. It isn't a disgrace not to reach the stars, but it is a disgrace to have no stars to reach for. Class of 2016, let the questions be your stars. Thank you, Bates, for a wholesome education where we do not fear tomorrow or our greatness, but strive to delve into it with heartfelt participation. Congratulations.
Thank you, Shannon. That was wonderful. We are joined today by 4 extraordinary individuals with whom our graduates will share the distinction of a Bates degree. I invite Matthew Auer, our Vice President for Academic Affairs and Dean of the Faculty, to join me for the presentation of the Honorands. It is now my privilege to confer honorary degrees for the 150th commencement of Bates College. He's going to talk first.
Our first guest, a Phi Beta Kappa summa cum laude graduate of Bates with a Harvard doctorate in neuroscience, decided to leave her high-powered career in the pharmaceutical industry to write a novel about a woman struggling with Alzheimer's, a novel that she self-published and peddled out of the back of her car because her agent thought audiences would find it too depressing. So begins the fantastic journey of our amazing alumna. She turned her back on all that had made her a confident, empowered, financially stable success and leapt into the unknown. What was the catalyst for her leaving her prestigious lab to sit in a Starbucks and write a novel? Her beloved grandmother had developed Alzheimer's late in life, sparking a quest to understand that terrifying disease from the inside out. She has said that halfway into her free fall, terror turned into curiosity so intense that she dared to risk doing what she truly wanted to do: write. Her debut novel, Still Alice, was rejected by more than 100 agents and publishers until Simon & Schuster came to their senses. A New York Times bestseller for over a year, it became an Oscar-winning film. Her 3 subsequent novels, also about brain disorders, have all been bestsellers. In a recent talk, looking back at her career, she said nothing was wasted. Her grandmother, her PhD, the acting class she took while writing her first book, the consulting and advocacy she spearheads, every step on that path made meaning and eventually made sense. She understands how fear holds us hostage in our lives, in our careers, and in our personal biology. She's changed the landscape, initiating conversations about topics once deemed too terrifying to talk about. She has brought light and hope into hearts and minds, shuddered with fear and isolation, attention to research and discovery, and comfort to families who deserve dignity and hope. And she knows no signs of slowing down. Her 5th book about ALS is already in the pipeline. I present Lisa Genova for the degree of Humane Letters.
Lisa Genova. Your alma mater has delighted in your successes and found inspiration in your deeply personal and purposeful work. Trained to understand brain disorders as biology, you changed direction and set out to explore them from the geography of the heart. Countering fear with empathy, you bring all you are to all you do. You are a riveting storyteller, a mighty advocate, and a brilliant model for our students. Therefore, by the authority vested in me, I confer on you the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereunto appertaining.
Our next guest knows a thing or two about happiness, and unlike Shakespeare or Aristotle, he's got the data to prove it. A pioneer in the groundbreaking field of affective forecasting, he has launched into emotional territory long claimed by poets and philosophers. Let the sonnets make room for the psych lab. Economists, neuroscientists, and psychologists are all weighing in to increase happiness for the health of people, organizations, and nations. His book, Stumbling on Happiness, spent 24 weeks on the New York Times bestsellers list and was published in 30 languages. He co-wrote and hosted the award-winning PBS series, The Emotional Life, and his first of 4 TED Talks remain in the top 20 most viewed. Currently, 12,777,688 and counting. Speaking of affective forecasting, who would have predicted all this and much, much more from a high school dropout? At 15, he left school with his guitar and a lot more hair to hitchhike around the country. At 18, he was married and a father, striving to write science fiction, which he has since done. And at 19, he tried to sign up for a creative writing class at a community college, only to discover it was full. But introduction to psychology was open. He went on to get a BA in psychology from the University of Colorado at Denver and a doctorate in social psychology from Princeton, arriving at Harvard in 1996, where he is the Edgar Pierce Professor of Psychology. That is, when he is not on TV using data visualization, sticky notes, and very large dominoes to get Americans to think about saving for retirement. We could try to sum up his observations about the human brain's capacity for imagination or its striking inability to accurately forecast what will make us happy or unhappy. Instead, we urge you to read his fascinating and highly entertaining book, a cross between Malcolm Gladwell and David Sedaris, according to one reviewer. He says his writings are not of the self-help genre, yet the predictors of happiness are right here before us on this glorious day. Strong relationships and time spent with family and friends are much likelier to produce happiness than money or material things. He's on record declaring that he would not trade a play date with his granddaughters for $100,000. I present Daniel Todd Gilbert for the degree Doctor of Letters.
Following a peripatetic path, you have probed the intricacies of the brain with scientific rigor and brought them to life with wit and anecdotal brilliance. You have illuminated the possibilities hidden in our minds and hearts and challenged us to reconsider what we think we know for sure. You have told us that human beings are works in progress who mistakenly think they're finished. That alone is cause for happiness. Therefore, by the authority vested in me, I confer on you the degree Doctor of Letters with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereunto appertaining.
As a Bates student majoring in economics, our next guest broadcasts his interested business in a novel way. He and other leaders of the campus radio station sold stock in the station for 50 cents per share. Our guest went on to earn a business degree at Tuck and a doctorate from Penn State, and from that start, built a legacy benefiting hundreds of thousands. He is a titan of business and master of community development who chose an unconventional arena in which to do his work, public higher education. In high school, the Jesuits told him that, quote, a disciplined man with a disciplined mind is a powerful force, a message our guest took to heart as he moved into positions of greater and greater leadership in the academy, transforming public universities in Texas and Alabama into better and stronger institutions. By 1985, he was dean of the University of Texas Business School, where, true to his Bates roots, he was praised for looking beyond grades, scores, and numbers when admitting students. Later, when he trekked to Tuscaloosa to lead the University of Alabama, he saw untapped potential. He moved quickly to establish the school's honors college, improve university facilities, and raise faculty salaries, proving to all that his thoughtful demeanor was matched by a sense of urgency. At the same time, he stepped up efforts to recruit students and enhance financial aid. He leveraged the reputation of Bama football to spread the word that the university, with its newfound academic rigor and progressive curriculum, was worth a good look from the country's best and brightest students. The word got out, and enrollment jumped 55%. 4 years ago, he took on the greatest challenge of his career, serving as chancellor of the Alabama system, where he oversees a network of 63,000 students, 35,000 employees, and a budget of more than $5.4 billion. Loyal to alma mater, he delights in offering Southern hospitality to Bobcat friends in the President's Box at Bryant-Denny Stadium, where our native garnet almost passes for Alabama Crimson. I present Robert E. Witt for the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters.
By harnessing prodigious skills in business to higher education, you have transformed individual lives, institutional identities, and the very states in which you have spent your life. You have increased access and quality for those who seek a college education, now more essential than ever for the well-being of individuals, our workforce, and our nation. You have shown that effective leadership raises all boats. Roll Tide. Therefore, by the authority vested in me, I confer on you the degree Doctor of Humane Letters with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereunto appertaining. Thank you.
Our final guest, the son of Alabama sharecroppers, received a Bible at the age of 4 and preached to his first flock in the henhouse of his family's farm. At 11, he traveled to New York with his Uncle Otis and witnessed blacks and whites living side by side, later writing, "After that trip, home never felt the same, and neither did I." As a college student, he committed himself to the doctrine of nonviolent protest and organized sit-ins at segregated lunch counters in Tennessee. He joined the Freedom Riders and, time and again, was brutally beaten, arrested, and incarcerated, but never broken. He chaired the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee, organizing thousands of student activists, and then, at the age of 23, he stood beside Martin Luther King Jr. at the March on Washington and implored America to wake up to the gross injustices of segregation. Benjamin Elijah May's Bates class of 1920 has said that no righteous person is ever ahead of their time, because the time is always right to do that which is right and that which needs to be done. On March 7, 1965, our guest led 600 peaceful protesters across the Edmund Pettus Bridge in Selma, Alabama, where they were savagely attacked by a mob of state troopers, police dogs, and onlookers, wielding clubs, lead pipes, and fire hoses. The images of Bloody Sunday rocked our nation, and the blows he received left him with scars he bears to this day. Yet the resolve in his heart to champion the rights of the oppressed and to counter hatred with love grew only stronger. Months later, the Voting Rights Act passed, and he began a new chapter in a life that has already seen more courage, sacrifice, and accomplishment than most know in a lifetime. For nearly 3 decades, he has represented the people of the 5th District of Georgia in the United States Congress. He has received the Presidential Medal of Freedom and the only Profile and Courage Award for lifetime achievement. In his book, Across That Bridge, our guest exhorts today's youth to, quote, go out there and seek justice. Get in the way. Get into trouble. Good trouble. Necessary trouble. And never, ever turn back. Never, ever give up. I present John R. Lewis for the degree, Doctor of Humane Letters.
You have never given up and never backed away from taking bold and brave steps toward the realization of the beloved community. You have worked tirelessly to heal the wounds of slavery, segregation, and oppression, devoting your life to bridging the great divide in our nation and striving to make us whole. How do we honor such a hero? We continue your march. We carry your banner. We believe in the best of ourselves and each other, practicing faith and patience, seeking justice and peace. Therefore, by the authority vested in me, I confer on you the degree Doctor of Humane Letters with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereunto appertaining. Thank you.
President Spencer, members of the Board of Trustees, distinguished faculty, alumni, parents, family, and friends, and to the class of 2016, I'm honored, delighted to be with you on this very important occasion. Madam President, thank you and the board and this wonderful Bates family for this wonderful honor. Let me just say to each and every one of you receiving a diploma today, congratulations. You look beautiful, you look handsome, you look colorful, and you look smart. This is your day. Enjoy it. Take a long, deep breath and take it all in. But tomorrow you must be prepared to roll up your sleeves because the world is waiting for talented men and women to lead it to a better place. I tell you, I feel more than honored. I feel more than lucky, but blessed to be standing here on this campus to speak to you, the graduate, where a man by the name of Benjamin Mace studied here many, many years ago. I got to know Dr. Mace, who was part of my inspiration. He was my friend, my leader. He supported me when I ran for office the very first time. And I heard him speak about Bates College so many times. Some of you know he was president of Morehouse College in Atlanta for 27 years in the heart of my district. I had an opportunity to meet him and greet him. And I agree with Coretta Scott King, who spoke about him. in her 1971 address, it would be hard, very hard, to find a more impressive individual than Dr. Mace, Benjamin Mace. This man, this beautiful spirit, this beautiful soul, the son of slaves, who had known the burden of limitation. But it was Bates College, he said, that gave him the tools he needed to be emancipated and to know his worth as a free man. This is the great power of education. And Dr. Benjamin Mace is a shining example. I want to thank Bates College for what you did and continue to do to free and liberate all humankind. He had the ability to inspire young men to greatness and challenge them to be their best. He influenced an entire generation of successful black men and inspired men and women, not just of color. It didn't matter whether they were men of color or women of color, or whether they were white or Latino or Asian American or Native American. He did it. We used to call the students at Morehouse College Benny's boys. He inspired Martin Luther King Jr. It hadn't been for Dr. Mace, I'm not so sure there would have been a Martin Luther King Jr. He was Dr. King's spiritual father. Now, I must tell you that I didn't grow up in a big city like Lewiston or Auburn, Portland, Washington, Boston, Atlanta, or New York. I grew up in rural Alabama, 50 miles from Montgomery, outside of a little place called Troy. My father was a sharecropper, a tenant farmer. But back in 1944, when I was 4 years old, and I do remember when I was 4. How many of you remember when you were 4? What happened to the rest of us? My father had saved $300, and a man sold him 110 acres of land. We still own this land today. On this farm, we raise a lot of cotton and corn, peanuts, hogs, cows, and chickens. On the farm, it was my responsibility to care for the chickens, and I fell in love with raising chickens. I know you smart, beautiful, handsome graduates don't know anything about raising chickens. I know some of you like to eat chickens, but you don't know anything about raising chickens. Any of you know anything about raising chickens? Well, a hand there, a hand there, hand there. Why don't we compare notes? Well, when I was growing up, and the setting hen was set, had to take the fresh eggs, mark them with a pencil, place them under the setting hen, and wait for 3 long weeks for the little chicks to hatch. Some of you may be saying, John Lewis, why do you mark those fresh eggs with a pencil before you place them under the setting hen? Well, from time to time, another hen would get on that same nest, and there would be some more fresh eggs. And you had to be able to tell the fresh eggs from the eggs that were already under the setting hen. Do you follow me? No, you don't follow me. It's okay. So when these little chicks were hatched, I would fool these setting hens. I would cheat on these setting hens. I would take these little chicks and get them to another hen. Put them in a box with a lantern and raise them on their own. Get some more fresh eggs, mark them with a pencil, place them under the setting hen. I kept on cheating on these setting hens and fooling these setting hens. And when I look back, it was not the right thing to do. It was not the moral thing to do. It was not the most loving thing to do. It was not the most nonviolent thing to do. But I was never quite able to save $18.98 to order the most inexpensive incubator or hatcher from the Cicero bookstore. Now, as graduates, you don't even know what I'm talking about. You never saw the Cicero book catalog. Maybe your grandparents or great-grandparents. It's a big book, heavy book, thick book. Some people call it the ordering book. Some people call it the wish book. I wish I had this. I wish I had that. So I wanted to be a minister. So I would gather all of our chickens together in the chicken yard. And my brothers and sisters and cousins were lined outside but around the chicken yard. And I would start speaking or preaching. And when I look back on it, some of these chickens would bow their heads. Some of these chickens would shake their heads. They never quite said amen. But I'm convinced that some of those chickens that I preached to in the 40s and the 50s tended to listen to me much better than some of my colleagues listen to me today in the Congress. And some of those chickens were just a little more productive. At least they produce eggs. Well, that's enough of that. When we would visit the little town of Troy, visit Montgomery, visit Tuskegee, I saw those signs that said white men, white women, colored women, white waiting, colored waiting. I would come home and ask my mother, my father, my grandparents, my great-grandparents, why? Why? Or to go downtown on a Saturday afternoon to the theater to see a movie. All of us little black children had to go upstairs to the balcony, and all of the little white children went downstairs to the first floor. And I kept saying, why? My mother would say, that's the way it is, boy. Don't get in the way. Don't get in trouble. But I was inspired to get into trouble. I was inspired to get in the way. In 1955, 15 years old in the 10th grade, I heard of Rosa Parks, heard the words of Martin Luther King Jr. on our radio. The action of Rosa Parks, the words and leadership of Martin Luther King Jr. inspired me to get in the way. I was so inspired that in 1956, 16 years old, with some of my brothers and sisters and cousins, we went down to the public library in the little town of Troy, trying to get library cards, attempting to check out some books. And we were told by the librarian that the library was for whites only and not for coloreds. I never went back to that library until July 5th, 1998, for a book signing of my first book, Walking with the Wind, and hundreds of blacks and white citizens showed up. And at the end of the program, the end of the book signing, they gave me a library card. It says something about the distance we've come and the progress we made in laying down the burden of race. Some of you as young people may be asking, John Lewis, how do you get involved in the civil rights movement? How did you meet Martin Luther King Jr.? When 1957, 17 years old, graduating from high school, I wrote Dr. King a letter. Told him I wanted to attend a little college 10 miles from my home called Troy State College, now known as Troy University. He wrote me back and sent me a round-trip Greyhound bus ticket and invited me to come to Montgomery to meet with him. In the meantime, I'd been accepted at a little college in Nashville, Tennessee. An uncle of mine who I traveled to Buffalo with gave me a $100 bill in a Foot Locker. The $100 bill was more money than I ever had. I put everything in that Foot Locker except those chickens and took a Greyhound bus to Nashville, Tennessee. And after being in Nashville for about 3 weeks, I told one of my teachers that I'd been in contact with Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. This teacher knew Dr. King. They both had studied together at Morehouse College in Atlanta. He informed Dr. King that I was there. Martin Luther King Jr. got back in church and suggested when I was home for spring break to come and see him. So in March of 1958, I'm 18. I boarded a bus. I traveled at 50 miles from Troy to Montgomery. and a young lawyer by the name of Fred Gray. Never seen, never met a lawyer before. Fred Gray had been a lawyer for Rosa Parks, for Dr. King and the Montgomery movement, and became our lawyer during the Freedom Ride and the march from Selma to Montgomery. Met me at the Greyhound bus station and drove me to the First Baptist Church in downtown Montgomery, passed by the Reverend Ralph Abernathy, a colleague of Dr. King, and ushered me into the office of the church. I saw Martin Luther King Jr. and Reverend Ralph Abernathy standing behind a desk. I didn't know what to say or what to do. And Dr. King said, "Are you the boy from Troy? Are you John Lewis?" And I said, "Dr. King, I am John Robert Lewis." He gave my whole name. And he started calling me the boy from Troy. It became my inspiration, my leader. And it was Dr. King that inspired me to stand up, to speak up, and speak out. And I got in the way. I got in trouble, good trouble, necessary trouble. So I love to say to you as graduates, you must find a way to get in the way and get in good trouble, necessary trouble, to save this little piece of real estate that we call Earth for generation yet unborn. That we have a right to know what is in the water we drink, what is in the food we eat, what is in the air we breathe. You have a moral obligation, a mission, and a mandate when you leave here to go out and seek justice for all. You can do it. You must do it. When I was much younger, had all of my hair, and a few pounds later, I studied the way of peace, the way of love, the way of nonviolence. We sitting in at a lunch counter, sitting down in a restaurant, waiting to be served, black and white college students and some high school students, and people would come up and spit on us, put lighted cigarettes out in our hair, down our backs, pour hot water, hot coffee on us. We would get arrested and we would go to jail. We have been sitting in for a while in downtown Nashville. And we heard if we continue to sit in, we would get arrested. So I wanted to look what some young people call sharp, right? Fresh, clean. I had very little money. So 2 or 3 days before going back on a sit-in, I went to a used men's store and bought a suit with a vest. And how much I paid for the suit? $5. I look clean. I look fresh. If I still had this suit today, I probably could sell it for a lot of money on eBay. But by sitting in, by sitting down, we were standing up. And you must stand up. You have a moral obligation to speak up and speak out. When you see something that is not right, not fair, not just, you move your feet. Help make this little planet, help make this little piece of real estate available to all humankind. Can we find a way to humanize our institutions, to humanize our political system, to humanize our planet? The late A. Philip Randolph, who was the dean of black leadership during the 60s, said over and over again, maybe our foremothers and our forefathers all came to this great land in different ships, but we're all in the same boat now, that we must look out for each other and care for each other. Dr. King said we must learn to live together as brothers and sisters. If not, we will perish as fools. It doesn't matter whether we are African American, whether we are white, Latino, Asian Americans, a Native American. It doesn't matter whether we're straight or gay. We are one people. We are one family. We all live in the same house, the world house. I plead with you to use your education as a tool, as an instrument to set free our little planet and help to create the beloved community. But we respect the dignity and the worth of every human being. We can do it. During the 60s, yes, I did go to jail a few times. And the first time I got arrested, I felt free. I felt liberated. I felt like I crossed over. During the 60s, I was arrested 40 times. And since I've been in Congress, another 5 times. My last arrests were around trying to get the Speaker of the House, with 8 members of Congress, 200 private citizens, trying to get the Speaker of the House to bring forth a comprehensive immigration reform bill. It's not right. It's not fair. It's not just for hundreds and thousands and millions of people to be living in fear, especially young children in this land. As the Pope said when he spoke to a joint session of the Congress, we all are immigrants. We all come from some other place. You have a role to play. I want to tell you a little story, and I'll be finished. Because this is your day, it's not mine. When I was growing up outside of Troy, Alabama, 50 miles from Montgomery, on that farm, I had an aunt by the name of Geneva. And my Aunt Geneva lived in what we call a shotgun house. I know here in the beautiful state of Maine, here at Bates College, you never seen a shotgun house. You don't even know what I'm talking about. A shotgun house, old house, one way in, one way out. In the nonviolent sense, it's a house where you can bounce a basketball through the front door and it will go straight out the back door. My Aunt Geneva lived in a shotgun house. But one Saturday afternoon, a group of my brothers and sisters and cousins were playing in my Aunt Geneva's dirt yard. And an unbelievable storm came up. The wind started blowing, the thunder started rolling, the lightning started flashing. And the rain started beating on the tin roof of this old shotgun house. Mom became terrified. She started crying. She thought this whole house was going to blow away. She loved this house. She would go out into the woods and cut branches from a dogwood tree and make a brush broom. And she would sweep the yard very clean 2 and 3 times a week. But especially on a Friday or Saturday because she wanted it to look good on the weekend. The wind continued to blow, the thunder continued to roll, the lightning continued to flash, and the rain continued to beat on the roof of this old shotgun house. And she cried and cried. She got all of us little children together, and when one corner of this old house appeared to be lifting from its foundation, she had us to walk to that side to try to hold the house down with our little bodies. When the other side appeared to be lifting, she had us to walk to that corner. We were little children walking with the wind, but we never, ever left the house. I said to you as graduates, the wind may blow, the thunder may roll, the lightning may flash, and the rain may beat down on our old house. Call it the house of Maine. Call it the house of Bates. Call it the American house. Call it the world house. We all live in the same house. Whatever you do your part, play your role in helping to hold our little trimming house together. And be a headlight and not a tail light. Be a pilot light and not a firecracker. A firecracker just burn and go, pile of light will continue to serve. Serve humankind. Do your part. I wish you well. With peace, happiness, and one love. Congratulations.
It is my pleasure to announce that the baccalaureate degrees for the class of 2016 will now be conferred. We request that friends and families withhold applause until the entire list of graduating seniors has been called and until the senior class marshals have directed all members of the class to move the tassel from right to left, thereby signifying the confirmation of degrees. Before we begin, I want to announce that James Junn, whom, as you've heard, was a member of the class of 2016, who passed away earlier this year, had completed all of the requirements for the degree at the time of his death. James's name will be read with other members of his class as the degrees are conferred.
Will the class please stand? President Spencer, I have the honor to present those candidates before you and those others whose names appear on the program. They have been recommended by the faculty as having completed all appropriate academic requirements for the degree Bachelor of Arts or Bachelor of Science, and they present themselves to you for the confirmation of their degrees.
By the authority vested in me, I hereby confer on you, the class of 2016, the degree of Bachelor of Arts or Bachelor of Science, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereunto appertaining. You may be seated.
I will read the names in alphabetical order. Will the members of the class of 2016 please come forward to receive their diplomas?
I now ask the members of the graduating class to stand. Will the senior marshals please direct the class to move their tassels from right to left? Oh, wait, sorry, that's later. I skipped ahead, I'm sorry. Scratch that. Sorry, Matt. You can sit down, guys. Your names will be called.
Let's begin. Ahmed Abdil Khalek. Folashade Felicia Adebanjo.
just wanted people to understand that was the United States Squash Championship from Ahmed. Thank you, Ahmed.
Folashade Felicia Adebanjo. John Michael Ahern. Farid Ahmed. John Lawrence Albanese. Hannah Philreese Albertine. John Nicholas Allard. Kenesha Allison Allen Daly. Maxwell Vincent Alley.
It's a miracle. Congratulations.
Zachary Douglas Antonio. Alexander Vincent Aru. Karan Aurora. Alexander Christian Arsenault. Hikaru Aseo. Adam Ruvain Auerbach, summa cum laude. Kayla Allison Bailey. Mackenzie Christy Bailey. Jalen Rashad Baker. Ruth Everett Baker. Sarah Woods Baker. Emily Marie Bandoni. Cosman Constantine Barden. Julian Frederick Barden. Marina Magdi Barsoom. Claire Mackenzie Bartell. Rebecca Rose Bassell. Gordon de Monseigneur Batchelder. Emily Winslow Baumgarten. Shannon Whelan Beaton. Charles Burke Beatty. Hannah Marie Beinecke. Carolyn Maureen Benner. Anna Claire Berenson. Jacob Tyler Bergeron. Alexandra Sarah Berman. Nicole Louise Bermudez, cum laude. Kelsey Randall Berry. Emma Grace Bilodeau. Camden Lee Black Ingersoll. Emma Gail Blakely. Camden Glenn Bach. Mary Ann Donovan Bodner, magna cum laude. Christopher Daniel Bolger. Michael Joseph Bornasian. Paul Damian Bosco Jr. Olivia Grace Bueri. Alexa Wynn Bork. Christopher William Bradbury, magna cum laude. Michaela Catherine Bradley. Jacob Aaron Brandt. Benjamin William Constance Cheney Brimelow. Emma Elizabeth Brinkman. Alexandra Rose Bryany. Joshua William Britton. Andre Britus Tannenbaum. Sarah Connick Brooks. Ashley Ann Bryant, cum laude. William Harrison Breyer. Katrina Elizabeth Bukta. Matthew Robert Bullard. Cody Zadok Bullen. Holly Marie Bushman. Jesse Austin Butler, cum laude. Camille Dana Campion, cum laude. Cheyenne Josephine Canaroso, magna cum laude. Kara Ann Capellini. David Allen Capellini. John Martin Capetta, Jr. Jordan Lee Cargill. Melissa Haley Karp. Sean Nathaniel Carroll, Jr. Gretchen Maya Cates Carney. Robert Chasar. Timothy Simons Chamberlain. Mark Chatkin. Yuying Chen, summa cum laude. Clarissa Chang. Amber Brittany Clark. Britta Allison Clark, magna cum laude. William Robert Cleaves. Alno Charles Cluzel. Sarah Margaret Coco. Dana Benjamin Cohen Kaplan. Meredith Dawn Colery. Connor John Colombo. Alyssa Joy Connors. Catherine Carter Courtney. Benjamin Lee Cuba, magna cum laude. Nicole Marie Quelly. Addie K. Cullenberg. Mark Michael Cunningham. William Henry Curley. Camille Hoyle Cushman, summa cum laude. Evan Brady Zopek. Vincent Daigle. Brielle Aaron Dalvano, magna cum laude. Thomas Mark D'Amato, Jr. Tara Raven Doss. Emma Elizabeth Davies, magna cum laude. Josephine Annalise Davis. Lucia Moulin de Rose, summa cum laude. Michael Andrew Dacina. Denise Del Villar. Mary Catherine Deneen. Caroline Gilmore Depew. Theodore Patrick Derham. Norberto Diaz III. Alexis Nicole Dickinson. Robert Vincent DeFranco, Jr. Catherine Margaret DePietro, cum laude. Tanner Evans Durstein. Tui Mi Do. Rebecca Carell Dobbin. Elizabeth Sarah Dolkisser, cum laude. Nina Peck Dunan, cum laude. Callum Ross Douglas. Porter Robert Dowling. Alexandra Ann Druck. Philip Tawanda Dubé. William Frederick Dudonay, cum laude. Patrick John Dugan. Julia Danielle Dunn. William Johnston Edmiston III. Alexandra Lee Eliopoulos. Joaquin Espinosa Alarcon. Lonnie Shannon Eversage. Sumreen Fatima, cum laude. Bridget Kathleen Feldman. Isabel Ellen Ferguson. Henry Solomon Finkelstein. Julia Laird Fisher, summa cum laude. Thomas William Fitzgerald. Anya Rose Fitzgerald Coleman. Leo Louis Tsai Fulitzo. Ellie Coplin Foreman. Christopher Michael McGill Fox. Alexandra May Freed. Samuel David Freeman. Fiona Marjorie Frick, cum laude. Maya Wayanne Friedberg. Jack Morse Fry. William Roderick Furbush. Rita Futamura. Samuel Edward Philip Gazecki. Matthew Nicholas G., cum laude. Cole Charles Geibel, cum laude. Joshua Tanser Giesler. Esperanza Al Gilbert. Colette Blake Gerardin. Samuel Glasgow, cum laude. Jordana Rachel Gluckow, cum laude. Hannah Neiditz Goldberg. Wendy Hermans Goldman. Zen Zen Gong, cum laude. Tess Clee Goodbody. Julia Beth Gordon, magna cum laude. Hannah Ruth Gottlieb, summa cum laude. Jonathan George Gougelet. April Marie Graham. Thomas Michael Graziano. Jonah Aaron Greenewald. Mariah Joy Greenstein. Katrin Mary Griffin. Shannon Lee Griffin. Sasha Rosenthal Grodsky. Kaylin Marguerite Gunn. Justin James Haley. William Foster Hallett. Robert Austin Heron, cum laude. Porter Douglas Harris. Corson Aldrich Harrer. Campbell Abbott Hart. Allison Winter Hames. Gregory Robert Heller, cum laude. Jake Edward Henderson. Nathaniel Fath Henneman. Matthew Higgins Herbst. Joshua Stephen Herrera. Saya Higano. Charles Dutton Hildebrand. Hugh William Hillstrand. Montana Eve Hirsch. Cora Lamb Hirschfeld. Caroline Nicole Holm, cum laude. Michael Harrison Holtz. Hyosun Hung. Andrew Thomas Hoops. Elizabeth Ann Horstmeyer. Eleanor Browning Huff, magna cum laude. Denise Frances Hui Buan Hua. Leah Mary Teresa Humes. Henry Arthur Invick. Jessica Lee Jacobson. Raja Junaid Jahangir. Hannah Burr Jeffrey. Clara Powell Jessup. James Kyungbae Jun. Yifeng Jiang. Hallie Gray Johns. Daly Ann Johnson. Stephanie Feitner Jones, summa cum laude. Cody James Jordan. Emil Lavity Caldani. Catherine Marie Kaplan. Matthew Scott Kegwin. Michelle Lynn Kelly. Kristen Mary Kelleher. Grace Papa Kenny, cum laude. Gary Russell Kurzbergen. Usman Ali Khan. Sohee Key. Hannah Brody Kiesler. Ki-dong Kim. Catherine Grace Kingsley. Kaylin May Kipper. Caroline Williams Kissick. Kathleen Almond Knox. Abigail Ward Knudsen. Sarah Gerlinger Coe. Joshua Saul Hummel Colbert. Isabel Ann Koyama, magna cum laude. Mary Aileen Crathwall, cum laude. Detmer Jens Kramer, summa cum laude. Elise Isabella Krims, cum laude. Olivia Davis Krishnaswamy. Jürgen Desmond Krichgau. Dane Salvatore Lamondola II. Elizabeth Ann Laverghetta, cum laude. Cara Marie Lay. Matthew Meyer Leary. Graham Burkhart Leathers. Abigail D. Leberman. Michael James Lee. Morgan Gardiner Cesare Lee. Alexandra Arax Lefevre, cum laude. Jillian Andrea Legier. Madeline Hatfield Legros. Rebecca Michelle Leludis. Sasha Lockett Lennon. Nathaniel Worth Levin. Seth Daniel Lieberman, magna cum laude. Emmett Gibbs Lilly. Julia Nicole Lipner. Kathleen Megan Lone. Karen Elise Lockhart. Hannah Alicia Loeb. Kevin Deneen Lubelchik. Megan Jennifer Lubetkin. Nicholas J. Luther. Carolyn Ann McDonald, magna cum laude. Mika K. Ito McDonald. Jeremy Ian Mack. Allison Marr McKay. Mackenzie Clark McCrae. Christopher Michael Madden. Joseph Peter Maffley Kipp, cum laude. Samuel Chase Maher. Nicholas Alexander Margitza. Samuel Zimmett Mark. Luis Masson. Wells Arthur Matheson. K. Angela Matsunami. Emma Joan Matson. Eve Whalen Maxon, cum laude. Christiana Patricia McCabe. Madeline Curtis McCabe, magna cum laude. Kellen Ann McCann. Colin Anthony McIntyre. Jane Canfield McClarney, magna cum laude. Matthew Sandler McLaughlin. Doran Patrick McManus. Matthew George McReady. Lydia Claire Morison. George Keniston Merrill. Laurel Eileen Meyer, cum laude. Philip Mikelski. Mary Angela Mignon. Rush William Milam. Megumi Mia Achawe. Elizabeth Yoon Miller. Gabriel William Mizrahi. Johan Akmal Motarardun. Evan Joseph Molinari, magna cum laude. Sira Choena Maulings Puentes, cum laude. Julia Ford Monjo, cum laude. Erin Elizabeth Montanez. Jackson Ryder Moore. Armando Javier Morales Urrutia. Alexandra Rose Morrow. Michaela Joan Mascufo. Alexander Ethan Moskowitz. Sean Fanwell Moyo. Nicholas Scott Muccio, cum laude. Samuel Nolan Myers, magna cum laude. Toby Isaac Myers, magna cum laude. James Thomas Nasso. Chelsea Ann Nason. John Thomas Forrestal Naylor. Rachel Alexandra Nekus, summa cum laude. Jacob Kolovito Nemerov. Michael Anthony Newton. Huang Huen, summa cum laude. Koi Tuan Huen, summa cum laude. Nolwazi Gwenyama. Jose Antonio Nieto. Mackenzie Elizabeth Nosek. Emma Wishart Noto. Peter Adrian Novello. Kenneth Marai O'Friel. Kyle Matthew Olenek. Tucker Davis Oniski. Alexander Joseph Opiella. Catherine Alexandra Ortega. Caitlin Ann O'Toole, cum laude. Hannah Charlotte Otten. Emma Lucia Pagano, magna cum laude. Caroline Marie Paykoff. Whitney Ann Payne, cum laude. Melissa Marie Paoni. Benjamin Byrne Palmer. Gia An Pan, summa cum laude. Sonish Raj Pant, summa cum laude. Joseph Dean Palucci, Jr. Jacqueline Liliana Paredes. Daniel Atkins Passeltiner, magna cum laude. Elizabeth Weiss Patterson, magna cum laude. Christopher Michael Peltz. Jonathan Edward Peltz. Luis Felipe Wellner Duarte Pereira. Bryant Raymond Allen Perkins. Alexander George Peroni. Carly Elizabeth Peruccio, summa cum laude. James Timothy Peterson, cum laude. Logan Dane Pettinato, summa cum laude. Danielle Avery Pierce. Jessica Ray Plotnikoff, magna cum laude. Samuel Henry Polito. Margaret Jean Pope. Charlotte Ann Porter. Samuel McCabe Predum. Lindsay Starr Prelgavisk. Matthew Joseph Proto. Jedediah Thomas Hiss Quint. Zachary James Radford, summa cum laude. Ian Alexander Ramsey, cum laude. Brett Patrick Runari. Dylan Campbell Ray. Zuhair Riaz. William Johnstone Reber. Connor Thomas Reensterna. William Meade Regan. Brittany Taylor Reed. Rosa Emilia Reyes. You're welcome. Julia Rose Ryback. Julia Suzanne Rice. Benjamin Andrew Ritchie. Carl Samuel Rickett. Kian James Riddle. Kaylee Ellis Riggy. Mark Daniel Riley. Noah Goodman Riskind. Alexander Cyrus Robertson. Lydia Jean Rosenfield. Peter Constantine Ruvalis. Theodore Samuel Rube, summa cum laude. Sally Barbara Ryerson. Thomas Campbell Sacchetti. Larissa Alina Samble, summa cum laude. Bianca Berenice Sanchez. Madeline Santizo. William Clay Sartorius. Yesenia Sosedo. Julia Margaret Savage. Michaela Eileen Scanzillo, cum laude. Miles Osprey Schelling. Larissa Christina Chappelle. Tyler James Schließ. Amy Thing Schmidt, magna cum laude. Erica Nicole Schmidt. Kelsey Lynette Schober. Elena Catherine Schroeder. Rebecca Holly Schwartz, summa cum laude. Lyle Richardson Seebeck. Jessica Hannah Siegel, magna cum laude. Nina Denning Savala. Zachary Honig Shabman. Christopher Elliott Shaw, magna cum laude. Tyler John Sheffield. Yanying Sheng, summa cum laude. David Emmett Shipway. Natalie Russell Silver, cum laude. Maxwell Perry Silverman, magna cum laude. Christopher Andrew Simeone. Henry Lewis Simon. David Ellicott Kansawick Smith. Patrick Miller Smith, cum laude. Rebecca Ann Smith. Susanna O'Hara Smith. Rose Marie Snyder. Sophie Rebecca Sofal, cum laude. Catherine Ann Solman. Benjamin Eckrich Summer. Ellen Lucy Southworth. Eduarda Soto Meyer Osthoff. Colby Todd Spaler, summa cum laude. Adrian Raftery Spiro, magna cum laude. Gilad Svi Spivak. Stefan Enzo Stadlinger. Sarah Suzanne Stanley. Henry Zodek Steckel. Emma K. Stern. Lauren Taylor Stimpert. Emily Jane Stone. Taylor West Stone, magna cum laude. Alexander Russell Subach. Helen Catherine Sudcamp Walker. Kira Sultan. Alan Chapman Sumrall, cum laude. Ellen Gates Toll. Nancy Lee Tran. Tucker Laura Barrett Trimble, magna cum laude. Alexander Michael Trital. Christopher Brian Cho. Sarah Warner Unger. Isabel Antonia Unger. Max Benjamin Utter. Christopher Gordon Van Hare. Maria Guadalupe Vargas. Erica Jaquith Veazey, magna cum laude. Christina Isabel Vega. Sarah Emily Wayneshaw. James Michael Walsh. Christopher William Ward. Samuel Phillips Warren. Nathaniel Victor Wells. Bryn Emily Wendell. Marit Rohrer Wetstein. Stevenson Martin Whitaker. Catherine Poole Wick. Benjamin Maxwell Willens. Anna Sophia Williams. Kevon John A. Williams. Lauren Ashley Williams. Mi Hue Wong, magna cum laude. John Michael Woodward. Mara Foster Woolard. Grace Weston Wright, cum laude. James Calvin Wyatt II. Sarah May Zhao. Francis Spears Yanover. Sasha Zabotin. Audrey Gloria Zafferson. Amanda Lynn Zakowicz. Hannah Margaret Zeltner, magna cum laude. Talia Rose Zisman, cum laude. Emma Rose Conover. Kira Degener O'Brien. Margot Celeste Joslow. Emily Reed Muller. Allison Elizabeth Simmons. Emma Catherine Taylor.
Okay, as these guys are rejoining, will the class of 2016 please stand? Senior marshals, please direct the class to move their tassels from right to left, thereby signifying the degree.
Will the commencement choir please join us for the road home? I'm Mike Lieber, class of 1992 and president of the Bates College Alumni Association. Class of 2016, on behalf of the entire Alumni Association, I enthusiastically congratulate you on your momentous accomplishments. You have turned your tassels. You are graduates now. Therefore, on behalf of my fellow Bates alumni in the audience, on the stage, and in the wider world, I would like to welcome you as the newest members of the Bates College Alumni Association. As you look back on your years here at Bates, know that for the rest of your lives, you and your classmates will be part of a community of Bates alumni of more than 24,000 strong. This is both a privilege and a responsibility because since the beginning of the college, its strength has been founded in part on its alumni. Stay engaged and stay connected with each other and with your alma mater. Visit often. You're always welcome home. And remember that wherever the world takes you on your path, you will always find Bates family there to welcome you. Congratulations again.
We are pleased to have this opportunity to present our senior gift to the college. I'm Rebecca Dobbin, and I'm joined by Catherine Kaplan as your senior gift co-chairs. We are graduating from college today, but will always be a part of the Bates community. The class of 2016 is leaving an important legacy at Bates through our senior gift. Thank you all so much for your support.
We raised $8,456 from 349 classmates. 76% of the class participated by making a gift, surpassing our goal of 70% participation. We've begun a tradition of support with this proud investment in our alma mater. President Spencer, it is our privilege to present this gift to the college from the class of 2016. Thank you all so much.
Thank you, Becky and Katie, for your leadership in making this happen, and thank you so much to the entire class. I've loved watching you make your mark here, and it's fantastic that you are translating this into giving back to the college. I know it's going to be a lifelong relationship between Bates and all of you, and you've just put it on the line now in such a meaningful and important way. So thank you very, very much, class of 2016. Following the benediction, I ask that graduates stand and remain in place until the platform party and the faculty have recessed. The faculty will greet you as you recess. We ask the members of the audience to remain in place until the recession is concluded. Following the recession, please join us for lunch on the library quad, which is right back over there.
Please join me in a word of benediction in whatever manner feels most comfortable to you. Loving sacred, let us breathe a deep communal breath on the cusp of the end and the edge of the beginning. As we inhale, we are reminded of fierce friendships, immense learning, and personal growth that we have discovered in our time together here. As we exhale, we release who we have been and yearn to know who we will become. We also live in the tension between breaths, between the inhale and the exhale, and we find comfort in the duality of past and future. Let us linger there now. Today, in this place, with parents, family, friends, teachers, and mentors, we all breathe in a slow cadence together to bestow blessing upon the collective class of 2016. We breathe this prayer. May you always feel wonderfully alive. May you always be full of promise and hope. May you always live into the beauty of who you are. May you always look for light in darkness. May you always enrich the earth around you. May you always seek compassionate wisdom. May you always be loved and be loving. May you find in this breath the brilliance of new horizons. To everything that is holy, we pray. Amen.